Hello and welcome to Theme Park Information. In today's show we've actually got a review for Movie Park, also semi-close to Cologne in Germany. Now I actually will be honest, this is a bit of a weird one because usually in my videos I'm extremely positive and don't really pick up that much negativity and stuff like that. And Movie Park might be a little bit of an exception, and don't get me wrong, it's not a bad park, it's not a trash park, but it's a park which possibly has the most improvement to do of any park I've ever really been to. So right, let's get the positives out the way and sorted out and done with. So thing number one for positives is Enterprise is actually quite a fun ride. Smooth, forceful, enjoyable, good launch, well themed, cool. Their water rides are actually really good fun. Again, their rapids is really well themed, really immersive. Has a nice mix of being able to get a little bit wet but not soaked. Just generally quite a fun, enjoyable little ride. And they also have like a log flume that was really cool as well. A little bit of a soaker, but again, enjoyable. And then they actually also have Area 51, and that was actually an absolutely brilliant little water ride. Really good fun. 2-drop special. Loads of theming, really cool, loved it. Actually, generally really thought it was a great ride. And they also effectively have like a pendulum ride, which I thought would be pretty meh, and I don't know if the guy controlling it just turned it up to 11, but it was a long cycle, really fun, spinning really fast, generally really good. So that kind of, admittedly the park wasn't awful in terms of like litter or in terms of cleanliness or stuff like that. It just needed maybe a bit of TLC, a bit of love and care, bit of just a bit of a repaint, bit of a redesign, bit of a freshening up. It looks like maybe the pandemic has maybe been really hard on the park in terms of attendance and stuff like that. I also will say that there was a bit of an issue with ticketing. Now, in fairness to Movie Park and their customer service team, when I finally did actually get through to them and get stuff moving, they did actually act on it really quickly and without much hesitation and stuff like that, and were really helpful. And I do appreciate that. Effectively, it wasn't anything to do necessarily with bad things about them or anything like that, or me. Effectively, I had it where I bought tickets and there was an error, and I never got any tickets sent to me. So obviously, bit of a try and error. Oh, maybe I did something wrong, so tried it again and stuff like that. And effectively, I had actually paid for it. I just never received any tickets back my end. Well, in fairness, which was a little bit difficult to explain, but eventually got over, and that was all sorted fairly quickly once the ball started rolling on it. So got that. I will say as well, it kind of counteracts that the parking could be a lot more clear cut and like where you need to go, and just literally have it signposted. Now I appreciate maybe there was, and I say maybe it was there, but I appreciate first time I've been to the park. And it's one of those ones where it could have been a little bit more signposted, especially when you're leaving. Maybe a huge sign saying like pay for car parking here, or at booths or something like that. Or in this thing, even if it was in German and then in English next to it, fine, no issues. I will say on that sort of communication front, they did do one of my things, which is normally a pet hate, but it's going to be praised here, and that is actually announce that the bride has broken down and what they're doing to fix it. It really irritates me when parks don't announce that a coaster is down, and they just expect people just to wait out. It's like they actually did keep people informed, and in some ways that is just so much better. Right, as I say, it's like, see what I mean? It's like it kind of flows up and down this review at the moment. There's some positives, there's some negatives. I say it's like I say the other sort of negatives, unfortunately, the rest of their supporting coasters. They're pretty dreadful. They have the Vekoma SLC, which is a suspended coaster. In fairness, it isn't bad. It's just not good. And then they also have Bandit, which is a wooden roller coaster, or being thrown down the stairs, as it should also be known by, it's generally dreadful. I've never been on a coaster and been like, this needs arms in, and generally being like, it might need arms in more than Stampeder does. That's generally how rubbish it is. My friend was also extremely unimpressed with the fact that there was like no entrance for it, which was effectively they'd actually opened a side door to mean you didn't have to walk all the way through the queue for it, which is actually quite clever from the park. Would have just been nice if there was a sign, is all I'm going to say. That's the only thing. But yeah, that's not great. They also have like a wild mouse, which mucher and muchness on that one, I'm afraid. Food was okay. I did have they did actually have milkshakes, which were pretty good. And they did have, it was at least reasonably priced. And they do also have some like pretty banging Oreo like muffins and stuff like that, which were really good. Yeah, thumbs up to those. I say it's like, it also is a park with actually quite a bit of shade as well, which is quite nice, and also has some really cool indoor coasters if the weather does turn, where obviously you can ride them without getting soaked through. And actually, in fairness, I enjoyed both of them. My friend was not quite so keen on Van Helsing's Factory, partly because he got absolutely just jolted to one side, which I found quite funny, but annoying at that point. Yeah, I can understand why that'd be a bit of a ride ruiner for you there. But yeah, that was actually really good. I will be honest, I think it's a park which I think it's improving to what it was. I think a lot of their newer rides are pretty good, and it's one of those things, but I do feel it just needs to continue freshening up. I think it needs that standout major ride. I say RMC and Bandit would be an absolute no-brainer for me there. I say it also does seem that there's quite a few just very desolate areas of the park, like there's a kind of like beach sort of section in between where effectively like the Star Trek like sort of land is, and then where like their like SLC and the Wooden Coaster is. There's like such a little dead section of the park there, which really needs more doing to it. But yeah, it's one of the things. It's not a bad park, but it might be one of the worst parks me and my friend have gone to. Just simply, I think that's partly just down to a overall quality of parks we've been to, or parks that we've been to which aren't maybe as good on paper, but have lots of memories and nostalgia, which kind of like bumps it up. Something like Drayton Manor is possibly on paper not as good, but I have lots of memories and have spent a lot of time in Drayton Manor, and so it's a park which is quite quite close to the old heart. So and Movie Park just doesn't have that that fortune, unfortunately. So yeah, it's a park. Would I recommend going there? I think if you're in the area, it might be worth checking out. Obviously, if you're a theme park enthusiast, you probably are likely to go here at some point or whatever. But yeah, I would probably just recommend doing the second day at Phantasialand, if I was being really honest with you. But anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more content. I'll catch you guys on the next one.